Welcome to SaberSim. I'm Jordan Chand, the head coach, and it's my job to do whatever it takes to help you win. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn how to build winning lineups with our simple build, review, revise process. SaberSim is your DFS co-pilot. Using our one-of-a-kind simulation data, we automate the busy work of DFS, so you can build lineups just the way you want without agonizing over every last rule, group, and exposure. Instead of trying to get everything perfect up front, build, review, revise lets you take advantage of SaberSim's power so you can figure things out as you go, saving you time and building better lineups. Just hit build lineups and let us create a pool of up to 5,000 high upside lineups with smart stacks and fades built in. Now, for DraftKings compliance rules, we do need to make a change before we can actually start building. And the easiest way to do this is to just uncheck a player. Either somebody you already know you want to fade or just a low projected player you've never even heard of. For this slate, I'm going to just go ahead and uncheck Sonny Gray, who's questionable here. I don't even know if he's going to play, but we'll go ahead and uncheck him and we'll kick off our build. You don't need to give us detailed instructions to start building on SaberSim. In fact, you shouldn't. We're building out a huge pool of lineups so you can quickly work in your takes when you go to review and revise. Remember, you don't need to teach us what a good lineup looks like. Our sims already know. So don't waste time programming in rules that we already follow. Not only that, but the more instructions you give us up front, the less room you leave for the sims to work their magic. When you get started, do a few builds without any pre-build requirements apart from the DraftKings compliance stuff. Then if you find you have to keep making the same changes every time you build, it's fine to start adding those things in up front. But for now, let the sims cook. Once your pool is ready, you'll see your contest sims will automatically run if you're on the ultimate plan. We'll bring the top lineups to the top, sorted by our simulated ROI in the contest sim, showing you the strongest recommended lineups in the pool. If you're not on SaberSim Ultimate, your lineups will be sorted by SaberScore, a custom algorithm we developed to identify strong lineups based on projection, upside, and ownership. Average projections are not enough to identify the best DFS lineups. Both Contest Sims and SaberScore go well beyond that to find the best lineups from your pool. So just tell us how many lineups you actually want to enter. I'll change mine to 3 here, and we'll find the ones that we think have the best chance of winning on this slate. Now, at this point, we're ready to review and revise. You don't want to complicate any of these steps. All we're doing here is dialing in the lineups to get exactly what we're looking for. If you don't have any takes on the slate at all, that's totally fine. You can go ahead and play the lineups straight from the Sims. But if you have takes, this is the time to put them in, and SaberSim will find the best lineups based on those takes. So let's go ahead and look at my lineups here. You can see the lineups we've created over on the right-hand side, and we want to just review these and make sure that they're lineups that we're happy with playing. You can see that this lineup right off the bat has a nice 5-2 stack. Again, the types of stacks we're going for, but it's a Chicago White Sox stack, and maybe I don't want to play the White Sox with an extremely low total on opening day. If I don't like this lineup, I can simply trash it using the trash icon here in the upper left, and SaberSim will delete that lineup and pull in the next best possible lineup from my pool. Now, in this case, we see another White Sox stack pop up. Maybe I've decided here that I don't want to play White Sox stacks at all. In this case, I'm going to head over to the team stacks on the left-hand side, find the White Sox, and uncheck them completely, then click apply. Now SaberSim is going to give us 3 new lineups, the best possible lineups from our pool, making sure that none of them have White Sox stacks. Another useful option here is locking players in. Let's say I want to make sure I have Paul Skeens in all 3 of my lineups. I can find Paul Skeens over here on the left, click the lock button, again click apply, and now SaberSim is going to find the best 3 lineups that have Paul Skeens in all 3, and again have no White Sox stacks. If a lineup is close to what you want to play, but maybe needs a couple subtle tweaks, you can edit a lineup using the pencil icon. Let's pull this lineup up here, and instead pull Cole Reagans out, and find a different pitcher we want to play instead. Maybe this time we're going to put Michael King in there. Save the lineup, and now we've got that edited lineup here right at the top. Another useful tool here is filtering on players. Let's say I want to look at all the lineups in my pool that have Paul Skeens and Michael King in them. In this case, I can filter on both players, and then start to go in and dig through my pool and look at the 131 lineups that SaberSim has built and see if I like any of these. Maybe I'm intrigued by one of these lineups down here, perhaps this one. I can go ahead and lock that lineup in, then go back and remove my player filters, And we'll see that that lineup has now made it into my set of 3 lineups. Again, rather than removing hundreds of players before building or setting a bunch of rules, let SaberSim do the busy work of knowing what types of lineups are good, build you that 5,000 lineup pool, and then spend less time iterating down to your favorite builds. Now, if you're playing 20 or more lineups, it probably won't be time efficient to look at every single lineup, though you can if you want. If that's the case, you'll instead probably want to think about your overall portfolio and work more from player exposures, which is the percentage of a player that you have in your given lineups. For that, let's go ahead and set our number of lineups up to 20 here. And in this case, let's look at a guy like Michael King again here and say that we want to make sure we have, say, 25% exposure to Michael King. I can set 25% min exposure, click apply, and now SaberSim will make sure that at least 5 of my lineups here from my pool have Michael King in them. But for now, I've reset my lineups down to 3. Let's talk about what you do when you're happy with your lineups. Getting them into your contest takes only a few clicks. I'll show you how to do this quickly on both DraftKings and FanDuel. Now, the first thing we need to do is just click the download lineups button over here in the top right, which is going to download a lineup CSV to our computer. Once you're on DraftKings, we just need to upload those lineups. So we'll go to the lineup section here, upload lineups, and upload CSV. Now we can upload the CSV we just downloaded from SaberSim. We'll get a success message that those lineups have been uploaded. So let's track down the 3 entry max we want to play here. I've already entered a few of these, but we'll go ahead and enter this $20 home plate. So we'll click enter, and you'll see the lineups that we uploaded from SaberSim now show up. We'll enter these for $60, and we're now registered to play that contest. It's a similar process over on FanDuel. Once you have your lineups built on SaberSim, just click download lineups, then head over to FanDuel, find the contest you want to play. We'll do the sack fly, click the contest, and then in this case, upload lineups from CSV. We'll click browse and get those lineups entered into FanDuel. Now, the SaberSim simulations are constantly updating as news breaks and confirmed starting lineups come out throughout the day. Ideally, you want to build your lineups with as much information as possible, so as close to lock as possible, while also making sure that you're giving yourself enough time to go through your process. I typically recommend building your lineups around 30 minutes before the slate locks. Family, work, and other life commitments don't always make that possible. So if you are building earlier in the day, be mindful of what teams have a confirmed lineup out, with the green checkmark icon that will appear next to the team logo at the top. Teams without a green checkmark are teams that may end up having a different starting lineup than expected when you built your lineups. In the next video, I'll show you how to edit your lineups once they've already been entered, whether that's for breaking news, confirmed starting lineups, or just because you changed your mind on a take. And I'll show you how to turn on player notifications to get a ping every time you have a player in your lineups that is out. So give this a shot, go through a few builds and enter your lineups into some contests. Then watch my guide on editing your lineups next, which you can find in the SaberSim 101 section of Saber School. And remember, SaberSim is more than our optimizer. We are a complete system for beating DFS. We have a library full of strategy videos, a team of coaches ready to help, and an active Discord server. Thanks again for trying us out, and good luck.